Hello, this is Wrestling Fan Talk here. Well, it's official. We've got new Raw Tag Team Champions. Finn Balor and JD McDonough have defeated R-Truth and The Miz. And what an interesting storyline that is developing with Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, and the Judgment Day. So, Liv Morgan had a segment with R-Truth in the back. And Liv Morgan managed to convince R-Truth to put up the tag team titles, putting them on the line, and she sounded so friendly she manipulated him into doing it as a favor to her. So, fast forward, and it's a competitive match. We've got JD McDonough and Finn Balor against R-Truth and Miz, and the match is going back and forth. And eventually Dominic and Liv Morgan show up. And Carlito is out there. And you can tell the Judgment Day are up to no good. They're planning something, as they always do, because they're the Judgment Day. So out comes Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman manages to chase away Carlito and Dominic. Chase them away, but here's the kicker. Liv Morgan is still outside. She's still at ringside. So the match goes on, and Liv Morgan gets on the apron and gets R-Truth's attention and manages to get R-Truth to give her a hug. She then gives an evil eye to Finn Balor behind him. She drops down, draping R-Truth's neck across the top rope. Finn Balor hits the big kick, goes up to the top rope, hits the coup de grace, 1, 2, 3, new tag team champions. And here we have Finn Balor and JD McDonough on the top of the ramp, posing with their newly won titles, with Liv Morgan in the middle, holding her title up, laughing. What an interesting storyline. I really love this new Liv Morgan character. I remember seeing this movie back in the day, a long time ago. I think it's called Cruel Intentions. It had Sarah Michelle Gellar in it. And Liv Morgan kind of reminds me of that character. She's just manipulating everyone around her just to try and destroy Rhea Ripley's whole world. She's trying to take Dominic from her. She already put her on the shelf. She's got her women's world title. She's trying to take Dominic, who it looks like is slowly going in that direction, and she's manipulating the Judgment Day into accepting her. She's taking everything away just through seduction and manipulation. It reminds me of Cruel Intentions. And it's going to be interesting moving forward, because I think Liv Morgan is at the top of her game right now, because you can tell she's putting in a lot of hard gym work, lots of clean eating. She is on another level right now. She's increased her game. But Rhea Ripley, mommy, will come back, and we don't know when. You would probably suspect SummerSlam. So what happens now? Where does it go? You're definitely going to get Liv Morgan versus Zelina Vega next week, I think they said. Hard to know how that's going to go. I don't see a clean finish. I see something along the lines of Dominic or the Judgment Day. I think Finn Balor and or JD McDonough or both end up screwing over Zelina Vega. Dominic might not necessarily be a part of that. I think they help Liv Morgan retain her title over Zelina as sort of a repayment for Liv Morgan helping them win the tag team titles tonight. I think that'll set up I think that sets up a rematch at Money in the Bank between Liv Morgan and Zelina. I think Adam Pearce will do that because the Judgment Day will help Liv Morgan. And then at Money in the Bank, I think Dominic helps Liv Morgan retain over Zelina Vega. I think that's the direction that they go in with this. I think Dominic helps Liv at Money in the Bank. Now, whether or not Money in the Bank is the night Rhea Ripley comes back, we don't know. Maybe it'll be the Raw after. We just don't know. But hopefully this continues as a further push for Dominic, because I think he'll be coming into his own soon within the next year or two, where he'll really be a top tier guy. I think, because he's still really young, he's got some experience, and he keeps getting better, and he's super over as a heel. And they hated him. They hated him when he turned on his dad, and he turned on Edge. That first night, that first Clash at the Castle a couple years ago in 2022. I believe it was in Cardiff. They hated him then, and they've hated him ever since, and he gets that nuclear heat where they won't let him speak. Well, what's worse than turning on your dad? Well, turning on mommy while she's out injured and getting with a new girl. That will only make the heat far more. And where it goes from there is going to be fascinating. Where this whole Judgment Day storyline goes is quite frankly fascinating, because it's multi-layered. You have Damian Priest slowly going through a face turn. Slow but sure. You can see the issues with him and the other members of the Judgment Day creeping up. You've got Liv Morgan involved with the Judgment Day, who's also obviously going to be in a feud with Rhea Ripley. You've got Dominic here, who has this storyline with Liv Morgan, and who's going to be returning to action here soon. I know he was injured and he hasn't really been in the ring much, but you have to think he's going to be a main player moving forward. You've obviously got new tag team champions, Finn Balor, JD McDonough. That's going to help elevate them further. Then you've got Carlito in there. Hard to know if Carlito's going to get a big storyline moving forward, or if he's just going to be another henchman for the group. But still, this Judgment Day storyline's multi-layered, with multiple moving parts. Another interesting thing to come out tonight is with Miz and R-Truth losing the titles the way they did. Does the Miz turn on R-Truth next week? That's another video. But it's going to be interesting moving forward. I definitely think Liv defeats Zelina with the help of Finn and JD. And I think at Money in the Bank, when there's a rematch with Zelina, Liv retains with help from Dominic. And then that'll help set up the return for Rhea Ripley. Mommy will come back. Whether it's that night, the Raw after, we don't know. But we're in for a good treat. SummerSlam's looking interesting. SummerSlam is definitely looking interesting. That's all for this one, guys. Thanks.